So a couple reviews ago, I said I'd be back with my full review of Battlefield Hardline after it launched on March 17th. So here it is. We'll look at the campaign to start off. Before its release, Visceral Games said that their campaign was going to be better than the typical Battlefield campaign. Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4's campaigns weren't very good. When I played Battlefield 3's campaign, I had no idea what was going on, couldn't tell what I was supposed to do. Battlefield 4's campaign was a little better, but I've talked about that before. Ever since Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare came out, military shooters have been trying to emulate the big summer blockbuster type feeling. Well, not Hardline. Hardline shakes it up by making it seem more like a cop show rather than a big action movie. The campaign that focuses on Nick Mendoza, a cop in Miami, Florida, who is investigating drug cartels in the area with his partner Kai, who is voiced by the same voice actress that voices Stacy on Phineas and Ferb of all things. Not all is well in the police station, as Detective Stoddard, Travis Willingham, has been doing some off-the-book activities that Nick doesn't agree with. It soon comes down that the police captain Dawes has been suspecting this and sends Nick and Kai to check on his activities. From there, the campaign goes from a cop show to something a little more large in scale to something more akin to Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. than a cop show. While the first half of the game does feel a lot like a cop show, it quickly falls apart and goes back to its mindless action film roots in the second half. It is still fun and playable and is the best Battlefield campaign I've played. Granted, I have not played Bad Company 2. Characters are fun and relatable, and the one-liners aren't that bad either. There's even a Star Wars reference. Instead of being called levels or anything, the chapters of the campaign are actually called episodes, and after each episode is complete, a Netflix-style screen prompts you to play the next episode, or it'll be auto-played. When you quit the game before the session is over, a next time on thing will play, giving you a preview of the next episode. When you come back, a previously on segment will play.
Previously on Hardline.
That's Leo Ray. Says he has information regarding the drug war that's plaguing Miami.
I had everything on a platter, and you it up.
You sure like
They're both excellent at improvising and terrible about keeping things quiet.
This helps make it seem more like a TV show, and is quite a nice touch. If I had to rate the campaign like a TV show, I'd probably give the story 3.5 stars out of 5, because it is a tons of fun and much of an improvement over the previous two games, and it still does fall back on cliches and the action movie style in the end. One of the weird things about it, though, is the scanner. There's this magical little device that allows you to look through walls, listen to conversations, and find little pieces of evidence to complete case files in the game. These are not required to beat the game, and I went through the campaign without getting too many. Also in the game is a level system. If you manage to get so many non-lethal takedowns, then you get XP. The system for this is a bit odd, though, because the more people you take down silently without killing them, the more guns you unlock. Seems a bit backwards, doesn't it? Still, even with its problems, Hardline is the most fun I've had with an FPS campaign since Modern Warfare 3. The only thing that irks me, besides the things that I've already listed, is that they leave it wide open for a sequel. The main conflict is resolved, but then they leave it at a point to where it can stay where it is or come in with a sequel. Still, we didn't buy a Battlefield game for the campaign, did we? No, we didn't.
Right to remain silent.
Multiplayer has always been the thing that attracts people to Battlefield. In the beta review, I went over Hotwire, Heist, and Conquest. Because of that, I won't say any more about Hotwire and Heist, because they haven't changed. I will briefly talk about Conquest, though. It's ruined. I said in the beta review that Conquest didn't fit Hardline that well, for me at least. This is true in the full game as well. The problem? The maps are too small. The map sizes in previous games have been perfect for Conquest, as well as the large amount of vehicles. In Hardline, the smaller maps and less amount of vehicles has made this game mode a big cluster of people. 64 people on downtown? It's as bad as Operation Metro and Locker in terms of dying. What made Operations Metro and Locker fun is that they were the smallest and tightest maps in the game, while the other maps were open and large. This gave a sense of thrillingness and tenseness to matches as the intensity of battle got cranked up to 11. In Hardline, every map is like that. The fun has been replaced with massive frustration as you die over and over and over in quick succession. I said previously the Riptide had the potential to be a Hainan resort type map. In Conquest, even it is too tiny, and, if I'm not mistaken, it's the largest map in the game. I'm sorry to say this, but if you want to play a good match at Conquest, don't play Hardline. What about the other game modes? The remaining modes are Blood Money, Rescue, Crosshair, and Team Deathmatch. Blood Money was in the original beta and involved a centralized money stash constantly being raided by both cops and robbers. Whoever got the most amount of money back to their own stash first won the game. This is still the same formula in the mode, and it is quite fun. Success usually depends on how well your team works together. If everyone is doing their own thing, then the enemy team will win. If your team works together well, then you'll win the match. A good strategy to use is to have one guy drive an armored truck up to the money pile and wait while everyone jumps out and grabs a bunch of cash. When they've grabbed what they need, they can jump back in the truck and you'll have a pretty safe ride back to your vault. Unless you get hit by an RPG. Seriously, those things need to be nerfed. Rescue is the next mode, and it is the first of the esports modes. This involves teams of 5 versus 5. The cops are attempting to rescue hostages while the criminals attempt to keep them. The thing with this mode, no respawns. If you die and you aren't revived in time, you're dead. The only thing you can do after that is pray that your team will pull through. These matches can last from about 30 seconds to about 3 minutes. This mode is great because it really emphasizes teamwork more than the others. If you get on a team where everyone is on a microphone headset and is communicating with one another, then you'll win every match against a team that is not doing that. Unless you all decide to rush the hostages like Leroy Jenkins because you get overconfident. You only make that mistake once. The only thing about this mode, it seems a lot like a ripoff of Counter-Strike. That's pretty much true, but it still doesn't stop it from being fun though. The next of the 2 esports modes is called Crosshair. This mode focuses on a criminal that is ratting on his criminal friends and needs protection from the police. The cops attempt to get the playable VIP to the extraction point while the criminals attempt to put him down. Just like Rescue, no respawns. These matches are usually shorter than Rescues as the maps are actually smaller. The VIP is a pretty capable guy, however. Instead of using one of the custom classes that the player has set up, the VIP gets a pre-programmed class. His loadout? A gold-plated Desert Eagle pistol. At close range, this thing will pack quite a wallop. The final game mode is Team Deathmatch. It's just regular Team Deathmatch. Nothing really different here, so that's pretty much multiplayer in a nutshell. Some fun gameplay mechanics include spray painting walls with your emblem, interrogating people to learn the location.
Tell me where they are!
Enemies,
Who's running your operation?
Interrogation was successful. We know where they're hiding.
and donut spotting.
Delicious donut spotted!
Donuts!
In my experience with this, I found that you're either in one of 2 camps. You either hated the concept since it came out and thought it was an abomination to the Battlefield franchise, or you liked it. So if you like it, good for you. If you don't, well, there's little I can do to change your mind. So what do I think this game is worth? Well, it's a fun, unique experience that is worth approximately about $50, because while it is fun, it still has a couple problems. I have been in more he killed me as I killed him situations than in any other Battlefield game. There is some serious weapon balancing that needs to be done. And also, RPGs need to be seriously nerfed, as they are a pain in hot wire and are still not easily attainable, even though they're only available as battle pickups. Still, this game should keep me entertained for a long while. And by long while, I mean until November when Star Wars Battlefront comes out. Yes!